is required.
The scene is now safe for the rescuers.
Approaching the scene of mass casualty event. Roll the rescue lines. We're going to triage all the victims. We are faced with a large number of casualties. The fundamental principle guiding resource allocation is to do the greatest good for the greatest number of people. First, we start with a mobile victim. Attention everybody, we're here to help. Anybody who can get up and walk, come with me. All ambulatory victims will be tagged with a green tag for minor injuries. These victims must be moved out of the area and treatment may be delayed.
Next, move to the other patients. Open her airway. If the victim is breathing, monitor the respirations quickly. If the patient's breathing is less than 30 cycles per minute, move on to perfusion. Feel on the radial pulse. If it is there perfusing adequately, move on to the mental side of assessment. Can you move your arm? Can you move? If they are not aroused, if they are not able to perform the command, quickly apply pressure to any perfused bleeding. Then move on to the next victim. This victim will be tagged as red for imaging. Next victim. Check for respiration. Victim is breathing, but she's breathing more than 30 cycles per minute. She will be classified as red for immediate and move on to the next victim.
Our next victim is not breathing. Try to reposition and open airway. If victim is still not breathing, attempt to open airway with head tilt chin lift maneuver. If victim is still not breathing, classify as black for deceased or unresponsive. You will not start CPR at this point. Move on to your next victim. Moving on to next patient. Our victim is not breathing, try to reposition. Check for perfusion. Pulse assessed is good with circulation. Give rescue breaths. The patient responded. Tag it red for immediate.
Our next victim is breathing. Respiration is less than 30. Check for perfusion. Radial pulse is absent. Try to assess the heart rate pulse. Also absent. Last to check apical pulse. Pulse here is still present. Classify as red and move on to the next victim. First to assess respiratory. If respirations are less than 30 per minute, check for perfusion. Radial pulse is present. Move on to mental status assessment. Can you move your arms, please? Yes, ma'am. Do the best that we can. Just finish classifying casualties. Okay, mental status is valid. We will classify this victim as yellow for delay.
The next victim is this one. Patient is severely distorted. Help! My chest is broken! And my heart is... Oh! Help me! Help me! Help me! You'll be prioritizing cases, sir. We're here to save more lives as much as possible. Patient is still breathing and mental status is faded. But patient is on the other side of extremes. Even after hospital delivery, patient's chances of survival is severely low due to striking damages to the great vessels of the organ. However, he is still technically alive, so he'll be classified as green. Conditions associated with a high mortality rate would be assigned a low triage priority and move on to the next patient. Moving on to the next patient, our victim is not breathing. Try to reposition and open the airway. Yet, the patient did not respond. Tag it initially as black and move on to the next patient.
Next victim. The casualty appears to be conscious.
Hey! Hey! Help me! I have a wound in my chest. I can't breathe.
The victim has a sucking chest wound. Immediately apply a seal to the wound. A gauze may elevate it for the meantime just to prevent positive pressure from coming in and also to lessen profuse bleeding. Tag it red now for immediate. Ma'am, I have here on the side 3 casualties under immediate triage category, needing immediate transport. 2 victims for delay and 1 victim with minimal injury. Ma'am, on my initial triage, I have 2 casualties under immediate triage with cases of amputation. I will be needing plenty of operating sponges and a container for
for the amputated limb. Also, 3 victims under delayed triage category.
Ma'am, I have 3 victims under immediate triage to be transported as soon as possible.
Ma'am, I will be needing about 5 more bandages for victims with the delay category and also a long backboard and splints.
Make sure you document the result of the rapid assessment of the victims in the population with the respective conditions under triage. Did you get it?
Affirmative.
For the needed assistance, we need stretchers primarily on that side, following there, and on the farthest right, splints, please, and container for the limb. Rescuer deploy now to perform life-saving measures, and now for quick transport.
Massive number of casualties have been also inflicted with some serious cases of burns. Extensive burns may lead to massive edema. Obstruction may result from upper airway swelling. Risk of upper airway obstruction increases with massive burns. All patients with deep burns greater than 35 to 40% total body surface area should be endotracheally intubated upon transport to hospital. All burn patients should initially be treated with the principles of advanced burns and trauma life support. The ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation of traumatic preceded over caring for the burn. Cover wound with clean, dry sheet or dressing, no wet dressings.
Moving on to a burn patient. Reassess for respiration and perfusion followed by mental status check. Okay, mental status is pattern. The patient is suffering with an approximately 35% TBSA deep burn. Fluid loss will eventually turn into an unfavorable situation. Anticipation of obtaining IV access anywhere possible. Unburned areas preferred. Burn areas acceptable. Cat downs are last resort. Hysterotomy will save a limb if the case necessitates it. This patient was classified red. Move on now for transportation.
Be checking on the respirations and perfusion and move to the mental status. Hey ma'am, can you move your arm? The victim is lethargic and suspected to have traumatic injury. Neck is for mobilization. A cervical collar is needed. 2 rolled towels or a head immobilizer placed on each side of the head and taped securely across the forehead onto a long backboard, now for transport.
Reassessing the patient with red tag. Patient is now seen with absence of breathing. Reposition and open airway. The victim is still not breathing and the apical pulse is now absent with pupils fixed dilated. Now, classify it black.
The lowest priority is victim with a black tag, considered dead. Reassessing absent breathing. Pulseless. Pupils fixed dilated. Still black tag. And move now.
The patient's arm is amputated. Further pressure and stoppage of blood must be done. The residual limb must be handled gently. The bandage wrap across the back and shoulders may augment security. Bandaging minimizes edema and shapes the stump in a firm conical form. This patient must be moved now.
Returning to our previous patient, the victim's chest does not show a rise and fall. No perfusion is identified. Try to reposition again in open airway. Head tilt, chin lift. Assess for airway again. Look for rise and fall of the chest. Feel the air coming out from the nose and listen for respiration. Still absent. Since there is a low number of victims now, and I only have a victim with a delayed treatment left, I will start CPR now. Start compression and 2 rescue breaths. The patient successfully achieved a pulse and responded well. Breathing is now established. Immediately need transport now.
Hey sir, can you still hear me? Say, can you please respond? Check on apical pulse. Heart's contraction ceased and no respirations. Patient had a cardiac arrest. Perform the CABS for protocol. Start compression. Every compression, the cardiac pulse must be ejected with blood from the pumping action being administered. One can help now for administering air through apibag. This is for immediate
This is Nikilin Villar reporting on behalf of CNN Network. And we are now approaching to the scene of the massive casualty event. I have here the triage officer. Ma'am, excuse me, can we talk for a while?
Sige, okay na yan, okay na yan. Okay na yan, saka na lang.
I have here the triage officer to make her statements for the particular emergency. Ma'am, what is the current situation here?
Okay, the casualty situation is now under control. We had a disaster classified as level 1. Local emergency response personnel and organization can contain and effectively manage the disaster in its aftermath. This bombing incident inflicted damage to approximately 30 individuals, but we already catered initial measures to them. We have 2 victims suffered from more than 60% total body surface area from the massive burns they got caught into. Some of the victims were inflicted with less than 45% total body surface area and were given immediate interventions, while some of the victims were wrecked with first to 2nd degree burns and were classified having non-life-threatening situation. Now, all of the victims are for evacuation and to undergo further medical interventions. Thank you.
Thank you for that information, ma'am, and please stay connected with us. So once again, this is Nikilin Villar reporting live at Marikina bombing incident. Now back to the studio.